The objective of this video is to review the functionality of Zenator over the life cycle of a project. From a Zenator perspective, this should start before the end of front-end engineering design, or FEED, and will continue through detailed engineering, construction, commissioning to handover, and final startup. Our terminology and the processes we will be reviewing within Zenator are based around the API recommended practice for facilities system completion, planning and execution. Zenator is a highly flexible systems completion tool which will allow for a wide variety of workflows and processes within a project. This second video will be focusing on the tracking available as a project transitions into the construction phase. This Zenator project represents our project that we looked at in the first video, but time has now moved forward and we have transitioned into the construction phase of the project. All the activities previously discussed, such as procurement tracking, factory acceptance tests, inspection release notices, and the arrival of equipment on site with material receiving inspections, will continue until all equipment has been received. Zenator will contain a detailed list of carryover punch list items, and equipment preservation work will also continue to be scheduled. As we look at our project, we can see that the equipment has now been systemized down to the subsystem level. Zenator has one further level, sub-subsystem, available if required. This transition from initial system level equipment into subsystem would have occurred as a result of follow-up engineering data imports through Zenator launch. Follow-up tag imports will keep Zenator synchronized with the engineering design process and will continue as required. During this phase, the key objective is the verification of mechanical completion. To this end, the project will have already designed the certification process. Again, Zenator is a highly flexible product, allowing a project to implement the project-specific certification requirements. The first step is the entry of the individual certificate templates into Zenator. Zenator accepts Microsoft Word documents which are loaded into Zenator as certificate and notice templates. Here we can see some examples of these templates. And if I just view the underlying Word document, we can see an example of one of these mechanical completion certificates. The certification process is then defined in more detail by defining a certificate category, which helps to define the order and some of the properties of the process. And here we can see examples of these certificate categories. The key process in the verification of mechanical completion is the use of the A check sheet, or AITRs. It is through the use of the AITR check sheet that inspection and testing of workmanship and materials prove and validate the correct execution of the fabrication and installation work. AITR templates can be set up within Zenator template area. Zenator accepts Microsoft Word documents which are loaded in to Zenator as AITR templates. Here we can see the templates for the mechanical discipline. All disciplines will have their own set of associated AITR templates. These AITR templates are then linked to tag types in the Zenator tag type matrix, also known as the TTM. We can see within the tag type matrix the tag types on the left hand side and the list of templates that are associated to that tag type. The user can then maintain this directly within Zenator through this screen, or can export the tag type matrix to Excel, where it can be adjusted and re-imported by Zenator Launch and the tag type matrix import process. AITR check sheets are then generated against tags according to the TTM definition using the ITR wizard. This wizard provides the user with a series of filter steps to select which areas of the project are to be targeted. AITRs in this case will be assigned to tags and the underlying check sheet documents generated. And if we expand the tree, we can see some AITRs assigned to their appropriate tags. Piping test packs and electrical circuits are also utilized within the construction phase, allowing all piping and electrical work to be carried out. They can be created via a number of mechanisms. They can be imported in Zenator Launch through both the tag import and also a specialized test pack loop or circuit import option. In both, the piping test packs or electrical circuits will be created and the tag or tags inserted or assigned to them. They can also be created using the new option on a system or subsystem or sub-subsystem as required. And if we look at an existing test pack, we can see the test pack contains a name, a test pack number, and then in this case the piping lines that are assigned to the test pack. Once test packs or electrical circuits have been created, then the test pack loop and circuit wizard can be used to assign the relevant check sheets to them. And this is called the Generate TLC and B wizard. The TLCB wizard is very similar to the ITR wizard. The user gets to select what type of ITR they're going to work with, and they then get to next through a series of selection steps to allow them to focus in or target the area of the project they're going to work in. They're then presented with all the test packs according to the selection criteria that they've entered, and once they've selected the test packs, then they get presented with all the different test pack, in this case ITRs. They pick which ITRs they're going to assign, and the final step of the TLCB wizard then assigns the chosen test pack ITRs to the chosen test packs. The resulting documents from these wizard generation processes can be printed if operating a paper system, or can be converted to PDF for electronic completion. The final document and any additional information sheets can all be scanned and loaded back into Zenator. Zenator will track the status of these ITRs from not started to finally completed. For completed ITRs, you will be able to see and view the completed signed off check sheet and any additional information sheets. There are a number of important screens which will allow the user to manipulate ITRs and also the underlying documents. Within the bulk management ITR screen, we can enter our selection criteria and then search. Note that it is also possible to search using custom fields. The resulting set of records can be manipulated with the modify or delete options, provided the user has been granted the necessary Zenator permissions. Within the bulk document screen, we can also enter selection criteria to search for documents. And here we can see all the documents belonging to the subsystem 040101. These documents can be multi-selected, and once selected they can be printed both to paper and to PDF, and they can also be zipped for email to a remote location. Another key aspect to mechanical completion will be the system and subsystem walkdowns to capture punch list items. A separate standalone module called Zenator Walkdown Capture is available. This allows data to be prepared and exported to a Windows-based tablet. This provides an extremely easy electronic method to quickly capture punch list items, including photos of the issue. Now I'm going to simulate the use of the walkdown capture device. I'm having to run it on the machine server here, which wouldn't be normal, but for the purposes of this demo, this is the way I'm going to show you. Instead of using my finger on a touchscreen tablet, I'm just going to be using the mouse as I make this video. So just looking at this is walkdown capture, we can increase the size of our fields on our tree so we can see the data clearly when we're out on site. And what we have is a tree representation of the data that we've exported. And you can see that I've drilled into our compressor and gas turbine vendor package. We can see all the tags that are available within that subsystem, and in this particular data set we transfer down existing punch lists, so you can see the actual carryover punch list items that came from the FAT process. I can pick one of the tags, I can click add PLI, and we get a very simple screen that appears. The discipline defaults to the discipline of the tag, the status defaults to open, and I have to enter only a couple of fields to complete this punch list entry. The first of these is a predefined faults list, and this is filtered by the discipline. So as this is an electrical tag, we're seeing all the electrical predefined faults. And I'm just going to pick one to say we have a missing damaged earthing component. If a predefined fault didn't exist, we could also add one by clicking the add new fault. We can add an additional comment. We pick the activity type, and you can see we've set these activity types are to be really the key points and milestones to match those. So we're going to be doing a construction mechanical completion walkdown. We have an originator already defaulted, and we can also assign an action by if our procedures require us. At this point, if we were out in the field, we would actually use some of these camera buttons to take an actual photograph and then save the punch list. And we can continue now to walk the rest of this subsystem, locating the tags and adding punch lists as required. I'm going to complete this walk down capture event. Just click complete. I need to sign out all the individuals who were formerly present on the walk down. and each of those have their own pin. So walkdown is complete, and I'm now going to just transfer the file back up onto the remote server. Now, for the purpose of this demo, we're using an FTP transfer. There are other methods that are available, and this would all be discussed with the IT department to find an appropriate and suitable method for file transfer between server and the actual client tablet. Okay, that transfer is done. We can now just, using a server-side program called CheckSync, we will just import those punch lists back into the database. I'll download the file, and once the file is downloaded, we'll click the import punch list item. We'll just flick back into Zenator Check and now going to search for that tag. And there is our tag, and if I just expand that tag, there we can see the punch list that we've just imported. And if it had been a real walkdown capture using a tablet, we would also have images imported as part of the process. So the import of these captured punch list items is quick and easy, and this method is now tried and tested in the field on existing projects, saving vast amounts of time and effort over a paper-based system. Other manipulation of data, such as splitting out or merging systems, subsystems, or sub-subsystems, can be achieved through a series of either cut and paste or drag and drop for small numbers of records, or via a tag export to Excel and a re-import using the tag import in Zenator Launch. And this is a very quick and easy process, and is also very well controlled. Zenator can also import planning information from systems such as Primavera. An import within Zenator Launch called the root import allows this planning information to be imported. There are also mechanisms manually to enter and generate if import if not linked to a planning tool. The particular node or record types within Zenator for this planning information is the WBS and underlying activity codes. And we can see in our demo project we've created a WBS structure to define mechanical completion. And when we look at this particular record, we can see that we have 19 tasks in total, and 8 of those tasks are complete. The underlying activities under this are our definition of mechanical completion, and in this case we're looking for all AITRs to be complete, all piping test packages to be complete, punch list category A's to be complete, and bulk AITRs to all be complete. And this is the definition that we've given to mechanical completion. This also allows us to produce a number of critical reports such as a mechanical completion rundown curve and also skyline charts, which we will look at shortly. Zenator can also monitor a number of other aspects of the system completions process, including MOCs, inhibits, and isolations. Before we finish this video, we'll look at reporting again. Zenator comes with a predefined set of reports which are available within the Reports Plus Zenator Reports Plus module. All reports within Zenator are exported to Microsoft Excel, where we utilize the advanced reporting features of Excel. And reports fall into 3 different key styles. The first is a detailed list, and we're going to take a look at the detailed ITR list. And when we look at this, we can see now we've got a build-up of different types of ITR check sheet. So I'm just going to do a select all and run the report. And you can see within the report we can further filter, and this time we'll just select the items that we're interested in. The second style of report is a pivot table. We're going to look at the ITR summary analysis. And just do a select all and a get report. And we can see this time we have a series of pivot tables within this particular report, and 3 tabs at the bottom: comparative analysis, an ITR analysis, and an analysis by discipline. And again, these are all very tailorable and very easy to adjust. The third style of report again is the graphical report, and this time we're going to look at the subsystem rundown curve. I'm going to look at MC and get report, and this is driving off the root activities, the WBS and the underlying activities that we've either set up or imported from a planning system. And we can see based on the dates of planning information and the actual workload, you can see the yellow represents the planned, the red is the outstanding, and the green completed, and the bar chart themselves then represent the weekly totals. Reports Plus can also produce some specialized reports, and the one I'm going to show is the skyline, subsystem skyline. And again, I'm going to produce it for MC. I'm just going to set the date and run it from the 1st of November. And we have a small amount of data in our project, but you can see the concept of the skyline with the subsystems being reported and the status of each subsystem, and beneath a series of counts for check sheets and punch list items. There's a very wide variety of default reports within Zenator which can be easily tailored to suit the needs of the project, and the creation of new reports is also an easy task, although it does require some technical and SQL background. I want to thank you for taking the time to watch this video, and if you have any further queries or questions arising from the topics covered, then please do not hesitate to contact us.